Good evening and welcome back. We're so glad to have you back. I have some outstanding guests for you this evening, and you're going to have so much information. As I always do, I want to remind you, get pencil, paper, whatever you need to write down all of this valuable information. First person I want to talk to tonight is Stephanie Wheeler. She's the manager of Fisher House, and some of you are saying, what's a Fisher House? And we're going to talk about that, and she's going to show you some things that's really going to amaze you. And it's all for you, veterans, and people who know veterans. You need to have all of this information. But Stephanie, first, I just want to welcome you to the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Waters. I appreciate that so much.
I am just honored to have you here. You know, I have visited the Fisher House, and I would love to tell them all about it. But since you're here, you can tell them and let them know exactly what's going on at the Fisher House.
Well,
Tell about you first. How did you get to the Fisher House?
Well, when I first started working for VA Southern Nevada, which is the medical center, the Veterans Hospital there in North Las Vegas, I was working in another department. And I did not know anything about Fisher House. I didn't even know what it was. And I saw them building. They started breaking ground across the street from the medical center, just right across the parking lot, actually.
Right. Okay.
And I said, what in the world is that? And they said, oh, it's a Fisher House. And I didn't really know what that meant. A Fisher House, what's a Fisher House? But then I did some research, went online and found out that there's this Fisher House Foundation that builds these wonderful comfort homes for veteran, really any military family member, veterans and friends, people that are there to support anybody that's active duty or a veteran.
Okay, so they have these Fisher Houses, and about how many do they have around the world?
Right now we have 94.
94.
We have one in the UK, we have one in Germany.
Okay.
And we're on the road to 100, so soon we will have the 100th house. 94 are open right now. House number 95, 96, 97 are in the construction phase.
Okay.
And then the 100th house will be open in 2025. And it'll be a very big celebration. But they found that, you know, we pushed to the 100th house, but now we found out that we may need 120 houses as our military population, you know, they continue to grow and need for services are there. So we're not stopping at 100.
Okay, that's great. Now, you say the Fisher House Foundation. Is that a company or what is that?
The Fisher House Foundation is a 501c3 nonprofit that was established in 1990 by Zachary Fisher, who started the Fisher House Foundation.
Okay.
And it was to support, and it started at Bethesda, to support Walter Reed. And the first Fisher House only had 8 rooms. And so we have expanded and grown. Now houses have 16 rooms like ours here in North Las Vegas. And we just continue to grow.
Now I'm going to jump to something. I know it's a question that I wanted to ask later, but how much does this cost the veteran or the active duty member and their family?
Everything is free.
Free?
Free. So
that's what I wanted you to know.
Yeah, your lodging. We do have a kitchen, which I'll show some pictures later on, you know, in this tape of this broadcast. And we'll show you the kitchen, and we have some basic staples, sandwich stuff, soups, and stuff like that we provide, and it's all free of charge.
Okay.
We want to take that financial burden off of those people that are here to support our veterans, and so we do that.
Okay, now that you know that it's free, now let's see who's eligible for all of this.
Okay.
How do you determine eligibility?
Okay, so to be eligible, you need to live at least 50 miles outside a radius of the medical center. So you have to drive.
That's the VA hospital in North Las Vegas.
That is correct.
Okay.
So you have to live 50 miles away, and you have to have a veteran or active duty service member receiving care. Now, it does not have to be only at the VA Medical Center there in North Las Vegas, because VA Southern Nevada has community care, which is a whole department, and now veterans have, with the Choice Act, they can choose if they want to go to the hospital at North Las Vegas or if they want to go out into the community. So if they want to go out into the community, they can still stay at the Fisher House no matter where they're at.
Fantastic. Okay. Again, this is session 1. And as we go through session 1, I wanted you to hear from Stephanie exactly what the Fisher House is all about, how much it would cost, and who it's for. is for the person that's receiving medical care, but it's also for their families and their friends that come to visit and support them.
Right. So veterans and active duty service members, I must say, cannot stay at the Fisher House by themselves.
Okay.
So they must have a support person, which could be, a spouse, it could be a friend, it could be even somebody that maybe you're in a American Legion or a veteran service organization that would be willing to come up and stay and support the veteran while they're receiving care.
Okay. And I think every veteran knows this already because you've already received care at the VA hospital. And because of all the other places that you can go and receive care, as long as you're receiving care and you need that support person,
yes,
they can stay at the Fisher House.
That's correct. I've heard from so many veterans, we don't want to take that early 7 a.m. appointment because I have to drive from, say, Pahrump or
Yes.
Bullhead or Kingman or Mesquite or wherever. But now you can take that 7 a.m. appointment,
Yes.
come in the day before, stay with us, and then get up and get across the parking lot to the medical center to your appointment.
Can't beat that at all. Can't beat it. Now, I also want to show you some of the things about the Fisher House. Now, you have a lot of statistics about it.
I do. So we have served, these are statistics that are specific to the North Las Vegas Fisher House. Okay, so this is not nationwide, this is just us. But we have served over 6,500 families since we opened. We opened in 2016. We just had our 7th birthday, and we're going to talk about that.
Absolutely.
We have provided over 14,800 nights of lodging, saving military families $1.8 million is our best estimate.
This is fantastic. To save all that money and be at a place that really cares about you.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Now, obviously, without me saying so much, I have stayed at the Fisher House, and I can tell you just how fantastic it is. I didn't really know what to expect or how much of everything to expect, and I was overwhelmed, and I just think it's fantastic, and that's why we wanted to make sure that you find out about it, and that's why Stephanie is here tonight.
Right. We just are honored to be able to serve those people that have done so much for this wonderful country. So it's our honor and a pleasure.
And you talked about the birthday. You've been open now for 7 years.
We just celebrated our 7th birthday. We had a birthday celebration on February 22nd, and the Fisher House Foundation actually sent a representative from Bethesda, Maryland to help us celebrate. It was a great, great day, and we have little celebrations. We celebrate Zachary Fisher's birthday and different things we do there. But it was just nice to have the house open. Some of the COVID restrictions are lifting a little bit.
Okay.
We were able to, have an open house where people could actually come through and see the house in person.
Now, you mentioned something else, too, before we went on air, and that was the fact that the leadership at Nellis Air Force Base has come out, and they're bringing their first sergeants, their commanders, and everybody is finding out more and more.
That's correct. They were just at the house on Tuesday, and we were talking about the continued support and how we are able to support those active duty families. If a person's stationed at Nellis Air Force Base and they have family that needs to come in, we're going to provide them housing, lodging while they're here to support that injured or ill active duty service member. And I've thought, we have 16 rooms at our house. Our house is 13,500 square feet. And there's land. For those of you that have been to the medical center, there's land to the west. I want to build a second Fisher House. And so we can do that. If the need is there, I know the Fisher House Foundation will support that.
So already, it's been 7 years, and so many people still don't know Fisher House is there.
That's correct.
And that's why we're here again tonight, so that you know, and you can tell your friends. Everybody knows a veteran somewhere, or active duty member. And again, the veteran or the active duty member can't stay there alone, but for that support team,
right,
that family member, that friend can stay there with the veteran. The veteran goes to their appointment. The person can stay there.
Mm-hmm. And there's no limit to how long. We're talking about appointments, maybe primary care appointments or different things. But there has been 2 sisters stayed at the Fisher House, our Fisher House, for 7 months while their father was receiving care. He was in ICU and moved to, so there's no limit to how long that support person can stay.
Fantastic.
As long as the veteran's receiving care, it's free to stay.
You know, there's so much more we're going to be talking about, and we're going to be showing you all the pictures so that you know exactly what it looks like in the Fisher House. But I also wanted to talk about the care that you give to each person that's there. How do you take care of all the people that are there?
So many people are just humbled by the experience.
Yes.
Because they do not, and you can speak to that a little bit because you have been there as a guest. So we try to, the staff of Fisher House, try to anticipate any need that the family would have prior to them even knowing they need the need.
Okay.
So we have a laundry room with 3 washers, 3 dryers, and we have all the laundry detergents and things, to do laundry. We have an ice machine. We have, like I said, mini snacks. People take snacks and they go over to sit with their veteran at the medical center. There's just a lot of things that we try to anticipate a need.
And you don't have to drive to the medical center. You just walk right over.
I have a golf cart at the Fisher House, and we will zip you over. And I don't know if you want me to drive, because I'm kind of a crazy woman driver. But anyway, I said it. But yeah, we do have a golf cart, and we provide shuttle service back and forth to the VA Medical Center because we share their parking lot. So it's just right across the parking lot.
You can't beat exactly what Stephanie is talking about. And again, the Fisher House is there. It's available. And you need to take advantage of this. I hope you're writing all this down, and write down the contact information so you can contact Stephanie if you have any questions at all. We're going to keep on putting that up on the screen as we go, but I want you to come back for our next session because we're going to show you what the Fisher House looks like, the facilities there, and all the accommodations. So come back and join us. Welcome back. We're so glad to have you back with us. I have Stephanie Jo Wheeler. She's the manager of the VA Southern Nevada Fisher House. And we've been telling you about all the things that Fisher House does, but we'd like to show you exactly some things. And Stephanie is going to describe the pictures that are coming up to let you see exactly what the Fisher House has to offer.
Thank you so much. What I brought is a video, and it's our 7th anniversary, and we did some video while we were there. And so I'd like to show this. This was our celebration we just did. This is our entryway when you come into the Fisher House. That's the bust of Zach and Elizabeth. There's some of our guests that were there today to help celebrate our 7th anniversary. Of course, everybody loves cake, right? There's Zach and Elizabeth, the bust of Zach and Elizabeth. And it's going to take you into one of our rooms. We did have kind of a spontaneous car show, and we had people here from the Fisher House Foundation. That is the front of the house. I'm sure those of you that have gone to appointments up there know what that house looks like. And some people think it's an office building or something like that. So.
Yes. But the Fisher House, with all the different locations around the world, I think we have the best of all.
I would agree. But I'm not biased or anything.
Okay.
We were the first that had the rock front. So most of them are stuccoed or they have, so
okay.
I was at a manager's training in Bethesda, and the designer, they asked him, what's your favorite house? And he said Las Vegas. And that was wise because we have the rock front. So
okay.
It's a beautiful building.
Okay. Now, you also have some wonderful people that work there besides yourself. And you can tell us about them.
Yes, I have a wonderful support staff. I have, this is Ray. Ray is Environmental Services Housekeeping, so he is there to serve with extra linens or to clean up your room, anything like that. His counterpart is Chris Castillo. This is Chris, and he will also assist with anything your room, or we all just pitch in, and so able to do anything you ask. I have Brian Wiedemeyer. He's the program specialist. He helps me with renovations, and he makes sure that the room stays in that pristine condition that it was given to the VA. Maria Rodriguez is our assistant Fisher House manager, and she handles all the reservations. So when you call her, she will be able to get your reservation secured. And then me, of course, the Fisher House manager. So
I am just so I'm so proud of all of you because, like I said, when I stayed at the Fisher House, I was just amazed.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate hearing that.
And you'll be amazed. You'll be amazed at what it costs, which again, she's already said is no cost to to the veteran or the family. There are a lot of things that they do. I want you to talk about the 50 miles again and who's eligible to be there.
Okay, so eligibility is, I first must say, veterans cannot stay by themselves because our mission is to provide support to those people who are supporting the veteran or the active duty service member. So any military family is who we're here to support.
Okay.
And they must live outside of a 50-mile radius from the VA Medical Center to be eligible to stay. So I've heard, local veterans say, well, how can the Fisher House help us? I mean, we live locally, but there's a wonderful program called Hero Miles. So our local veterans may have a grown child that lives outside of the Las Vegas Valley, or they may have an aunt or a mother or somebody, a family member that needs to fly in from, say, Fayetteville, North Carolina, where Fort Bragg is. We can help. We can pay for their airfare to get that family to Las Vegas and to get them to that veteran or active duty military's bedside. If they need their family support, we are going to get them there.
And then they can stay at the Fisher House.
And they can stay at the Fisher House because they live more than 50 miles away.
Fantastic. Wow. And that's called Hero Miles?
It's called Hero Miles, and they would just call the Fisher House, which I know you're going to show the phone number and discuss it, and we'll submit the application. It usually takes about 2 days to secure a ticket.
Okay.
There are exceptions for emergencies because, sometimes life throws emergencies at us. And so there are exceptions where I can get them. I've turned them around in about 2 or 3 hours, an emergency situation.
So if they call the number that was shown on the screen, they'll be connected to the Fisher House, and they can what's her name again?
Maria Rodriguez.
Maria Rodriguez, and let her know, look, this is my situation, and I'd like to make reservations for my mother-in-law, my brother, sister, cousin.
Whomever is coming to support that veteran.
Outstanding. And you pay the airfare?
I will pay the airfare.
Wow. And then they can stay free at the Fisher House.
That's correct, because we want to, and the heart of the Fisher House Foundation is where we get our support, along with wonderful, outstanding veteran service organizations. When they built the house, our house cost $6.5 million. Okay, so the Fisher House Foundation usually pays for about half of the house. So they paid $3 million for our house, but the supporters in Las Vegas, Clark County, Nye County, they got together. We were the fastest built house ever because of the support that we received. And that's how we're able to offer these wonderful benefits, is because I get support. The Fisher House gets support from all these veteran service organizations throughout the valley, the Las Vegas Valley, and to include Nye County.
That is fantastic. But I also want to repeat something you said. You said you're a 501c3, which means you can also donate to the Fisher House to support exactly what they're doing for veterans and active duty members and family members. And so, if you donate, then it becomes tax deductible.
That's correct.
So you can help by donating to the Fisher House.
That's correct. We do have an Amazon wish list, but I'm not here to solicit any donations. I don't want to think that. I just want people to know about the house. And if you're interested in anything else, just give me a call and we can discuss it.
Okay. I want to jump on something else too. You've shown you showed the video, but you also have, like you said, in the kitchen. What foods do you provide, and what foods should we bring in when we stay there?
So Monday is grocery day.
Okay.
I will tell you that on Mondays we do our grocery orders. That's the day, just like in a regular house. That's what we are, as a regular house with 16 bedrooms. So I go grocery shopping. We always have milk and bread and eggs and cheese and sandwich, lunch meat, stuff to make soups.
Okay.
Coffee. We have lots of coffee creamers, different things, because doesn't everybody need coffee in the morning?
Yes.
We have individualized packaged snacks, that sort of thing, and frozen meals, frozen breakfast bowls, the different types that you can buy at whatever grocery store, wherever you shop. We have those available. And so if you want, but you can bring anything you want. We have 2 grills outside. We have some families that come in and bring steaks and chicken or hot dogs or burgers, and they throw them out on the grill, because it's not my house, it's the veterans' house, or their family. So we want them to feel at home and to use the amenities that we have, just like they're at their own house.
So if they bring food in, where do they put it?
We have wonderful Sub-Zero refrigerators.
Perfect.
And they have individual bins for each one of the rooms, so everybody has some private refrigerator and freezer space.
Again, look like you've covered all the bases. You've covered everything, and you've looked at, like you said, anticipating the needs and the wants.
That's what we try to do.
Oh, this is fantastic. Uh, if you don't bring anything in, as I think the first time when I stayed there, I think I was having some appointments, and so my wife Faye was able to stay there, and we didn't bring any food in, but you had so much other food available. So what are the normal staples that you would normally have?
Well, it's normally kind of quicker type food items. Like I said, the bread, and we usually have luncheon meat, stuff to make sandwiches, and we have different canned soups, and there's just all kinds of things. Now, it's not steak and lobster. I think I told you that before. We don't have steak and lobster or anything like that, but we do have enough so people do not have to go out into the community. A lot of people come in from rural communities or different metropolitan areas, and they're afraid of the Las Vegas traffic. I live in Las Vegas, and I'm afraid of the Las Vegas traffic, so I understand that. But anyway, we try to have enough that they don't have to leave the house unless they just choose to do so.
Okay. And how many rooms do you have now?
We have 16, so we are able to do to house 16 families at a time, and the rule is one family, one room. We have different types of rooms, and I'll hopefully be able to show some pictures. We have rooms with one queen, and we have rooms with 2 full-size beds, just like what you would see, and they all have their own bathrooms. So there was a misconception or a rumor going around that we have shared bathrooms. That's not the case.
Let's show some of those pictures then.
I would love to.
Okay. And as those pictures are coming up.
So this is a typical guest room with the 2 full-size beds. So as you can see, it's equivalent to anything you would see at a strip property. So very nice accommodations. And then I don't know what pictures, that again is the front of the house. So this is 101. This is one of our smaller rooms. It's a room with 1 queen. But you can see, we kind of did a video of the room and things that are in the rooms. And then it will show the restrooms, the bathrooms. All of the restrooms are the same. And so, but I did want to show that. That's our kitchen that we talk about. We have 2 cooktops, 2 sinks, 2 dishwashers. I mean, we can throw down on holidays.
All right.
We cook turkeys at Thanksgiving and everything. It's a fantastic. That's the front of the house. I wanted to show this picture specifically because so many people come to the VA Medical Center and they see that building. So this is what you would see if you were coming in to the north side of the VA Medical Center, and that's us.
And we're at the Fisher House.
Yes. And
that's where everything happens. And you need to know about this because we want you to spread the word. We want you to tell other people that it's there. Your fill rate of the rooms that you have, I know you don't have, say, 5 or 6 empty rooms just sitting there.
No, typically, our statistics are we have about 2 rooms a night open.
Okay.
So that tells me that it's not, the word's not out there. VA Southern Nevada has approximately 5,000 appointments throughout the valley every day. So 16 families, but we're never really full because we do have overflow. We have agreements with some different properties where we can place veteran families if we don't have a room at the Fisher House. So we will always be able to help support.
And also you may have to expand at one time.
Yes.
We're running out of time, but they may have to expand and build another house.
We have space available.
And the only way to do that is if you take advantage of what we have. So we're going to encourage you, find out more about the Fisher House, call Stephanie, let her know how much you're interested in it, thank her for coming out and telling us all about it. So Stephanie, again,
thank you so much for giving me the time.
Oh,
I appreciate it, Dr. Waters. And
now,
stop by.
Say more.
Yeah, just ring the doorbell, stop by, come for a tour.
Come by for a tour. She will show you everything about the Fisher House, what's going on, and how you can become a part of it and show this support. And come back and join us in a few minutes for our next guest. Welcome back. I am so glad to have you back with us. And with this part of the show, I have Linda Fitzgibbons. And before I welcome her to the show, I know a lot of people are looking at her and saying, wait a minute, Linda was with Nye County School District. What's going on? And why is she there talking about something different? She's going to be talking about Soroptimist. And I just want to say, Linda, Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
I am so glad to have you here. And yes, I always think about you with the school district and all the wonderful work you've done for our kids. And now you're with Soroptimist, but you've got to tell us something about Soroptimist, because I'm sure there are people out here that are watching this tonight that haven't a clue, like I would have been. But I knew Linda, so I know more about it. But not everything. So we're going to be asking a lot of questions. Tell us about Soroptimist.
Well, let me give you a little bit of background
Okay.
about why I joined Soroptimist in the first place, because I was working for the Nye County School District for 25 years. As a matter of fact, the last time I was here interviewing with you, believe it or not, I missed my retirement party.
Oh.
I did. It happened, and by the time I got there, they're like, okay, well, we have a few cookies left for you. So anyway, so Soroptimist, I had heard about Soroptimist many, many years ago from my mother-in-law in Las Vegas, and was quite interested because it was a group of women at that time. It was just women that were professionals in their business.
Okay.
And what they did is they got together, they put on programs for their community, they raised funds and put those funds back into the community.
Okay.
And of course, from my background with the school district and working with children and their families, I knew how important it was to make sure that whatever organization I invested my time into after I was finished punching the clock at the district was worth it, those types of things would be going right back into our community. So
Okay.
Soroptimist, I've actually been part of Soroptimist since 2006. I was a charter member, which means the first time we ever had a Soroptimist group in Pahrump Valley. I was one of their very first members to do that. So it was an easy transition for me because they did the same work that I believed in. Their vision was something that I believed in. And believe it or not, Soroptimist just celebrated their 102nd birthday. So that's a long time. They started in 1921 in Oakland, California. And what happened was there was a lot of men's organizations out there, and the men were coming to the women saying, "Hey, can you cook our food? Can you do this for us? Can you do that for us? Can you type this up for us?" and everything else like that. And they're like, "Well, yeah, but we would like to join your organization because we think that it's worthwhile." And they're like, "Oh, no, you're a woman, you can't join our organization."
Oh, okay.
So actually the same man that started the Rotary Club
Okay.
in San Francisco realized that he had an opportunity to start a women's organization. So a man started our women's organization, and it was quite successful. And that's how we got started 102 years ago. And so it started out as a women's organization and purely as a professional women's organization. Over the years, we have expanded and changed about what we do and who can belong to our organization now. We now welcome men, and we have one, our very first man, that is part of our Pahrump Club, but there's more throughout the other clubs that are around there. And yes, we call ourselves a club. It's Soroptimist International Pahrump Valley, but we call ourselves a club. And like I said, we have a rich history going back 102 years. In Pahrump, we have been around for 17 years.
Now let me ask you.
Yeah.
You say in Pahrump. Now, because we're now seeing almost all over Clark County as well as Nye County, where else do you have Soroptimist clubs?
Great question. All over the world. Literally all over the world.
Okay.
It's an international program, and we have South America, North America, Great Britain, Europe, Ireland. We just added Africa. Okay. So we are literally have groups all over the world. And this is something that is so unique to organizations. We actually have a consultative status in the United Nations since 1984.
Wow. Okay.
Which you don't hear of that every day, that they actually do consult our organization at the United Nations whenever there's issues, women's issues that come up. So, Yeah, so we're all over the world, and it also breaks down. So we have the world. I always look at things in a pyramid sometimes. So we have the world. We've conquered the world. So we have the world, and then we break it down into what do they call it? The different continents. We're SIA of Americas, Soroptimist International of Americas.
Okay.
Americas. I have to say that because it's South America
Right.
and North America. And then we break it down by region, which we are part of the Sierra Nevada region,
Okay.
which includes Nevada and California. And then we break it down into districts. We're part of District 6. And then here we are, Pahrump. And Pahrump is part of District 6, which includes parts of northern Nevada, some of northern California, believe it or not, and all the rest of rural Nevada. It doesn't include, and then it also, so we're not part of, and part of Las Vegas. There's 3 clubs in Las Vegas that
Okay.
are part of that too.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, and our headquarters is actually in Philadelphia. So, like I said, we have conquered the world.
You have really conquered the
Yeah.
world. Wow. Okay.
One of the things that well, I don't think it's so unique because once you have an international organization, your organizations usually always have like a vision and a mission. And so our mission for Soroptimist, and I'm going to read it if that's
Okay.
all right, because I
Sure.
want to get it exact. Our mission is Soroptimist is a global volunteer organization that provides women and girls with access to education and training they need to achieve economic empowerment. So that's our mission, all the way from the top to what we do here locally in
Okay.
Pahrump, is we want to be able to get women and girls out there the opportunity that they're going to need to become empowered on their own, to be self-sufficient through educational programs.
Absolutely. Sure.
And then, of course, our vision is women and girls have the resources and opportunities to reach their full potential and live their dreams. So that's our goal here locally, is to help the women and girls in our local community to meet their dreams through education. How do we do that?
I was going to ask that question. Go ahead. You're on a roll.
We're on a roll.
Let's go
Okay.
with it. Yes.
We're on a roll. So how do we do that? Well, we do it through programs.
Okay.
We have 2 federal programs that one is called the Live Your Dream program, and the other one is called the Dream It Be It program. So
Repeat that second one.
sure, Dream It Be It.
Dream it, be it. I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Live Your Dream program, what that does is that focuses on the head of house, women that are head of household. They can be married, but they are still the head of household in the sense that they're their financial head of household.
Okay.
And they are going back to school. And so what we do is we send out a call to have everybody, when I say a call, it could be an email too. We send out an announcement saying that we're going to be giving this money away to a woman out there that meets this criteria.
Okay.
And so we
And
get...
that would be a grant?
Well, yes, it is. It's more than, so yes, it is a grant. It's like a scholarship.
Okay.
The really cool thing about this particular grant per se is that most of the time, and we don't call it a scholarship because most scholarships say, okay, we will send the check to your school directly. But what we have found with the Live Your Dream participants is that they need more than just the money to go to school. Sometimes they get the grants that are out there that will pay for their education, but they need things like, my car broke down and I can't get to school.
Yes.
So they need things that might fix their car. They need to pay for their books. You know, we've had people that, do I pay for food to feed my kids and put diapers on them? Or do I pay my tuition? So our grant, per se, allows them to do what they need to do with that funding to make sure they stay in school. So that's unique in that sense there. So we've been able over the years to, and I have some statistics here, we've been able to give quite a bit of money out over the past few years. Usually we give $5,000 out. Excuse me, not this one. We've give out $1,000 scholarships, but we've bumped it up. We're bumping it up every single year as our fundraisers do better.
Okay.
So we're excited about that. So, but over the years, we've given out over $10,000 in scholarships just here locally, which is really nice for a small club to be able to do that.
Now, we didn't talk whether you're 501 or.
Yes, we are a nonprofit. We are a 501c3 nonprofit.
And so again, as I stated in a previous session, if anybody wanted to help women, you could do it this way.
Absolutely, absolutely, you can definitely do that. Is all they would have to do is contact us, and we've actually had some very generous donors do that for us because they truly believed in the mission of the program.
The mission sounds great. I love your mission and love the fact that you're accomplishing your mission.
We are, and the other program that we have is the Dream It, Be It program, and what that is about is that focuses on young women that are currently in high school.
Okay.
All right, they may be a high needs person that have some special circumstances going on, and we bring in a curriculum that deals with, dress for success, what kind of careers are out there, how to do a resume, things like that. So it's an exciting program also.
With everything you've talked about with Soroptimist, I have to ask how many people you have that are doing all of this. I know we're running out of time for this session, and we're going to cover it in the next session, but you're doing so much. Do you have enough people to do all of this? Are you getting enough funds in to make sure you can do all of this? All of these things, you need to come back and see us in this next session because Linda's going to answer all of these questions. What can you do to help them do all the things that they'd like to do to make sure that they're accomplishing their mission to help women and girls? This is what it's all about, helping each other. So Linda, all of you, come back and join us in the next session. Welcome back for our final session. I still have Linda Fitzgibbons. She's the president of Soroptimist International, Pahrump Valley, and she's here to tell us all about Soroptimist. We were talking about the mission and the things and the accomplishments that they're having, and the fact that they are a 501c3, and you can help them by donating to them, going to their website and so on, and we're going to have that up on the screen for you as well. But Linda, you wanted to talk about a couple other things.
Right, so we have some other programs. Like I said, we have our international programs, which is the Live Your Dream program. And then I started talking a little bit about the Dream It, Be It program.
Yes.
What we're so excited about this past year, we were able to get into the high school. We have 2 homeroom classes, or actually they're study hall classes with 2 teachers in there. They have their own set of girls that are in each one of these classes. And they are using the curriculum during their study hall. We were able to get a grant and buy some really good books that are available to the girls to go in there along with the curriculum that we have. And so that's super exciting for us. We have coming up, hopefully, May, because the date hasn't been nailed down, May the 5th. And we are going to do a field trip with those girls. On the agenda, and not confirmed yet, is the courthouse, because a lot of the girls were interested in the legal world, the hospital, medical. We're also going to go to Spring Mountain Motorsports. And so taking these girls out there and showing them a little bit about what's available in our community. So that's kind of like the tail end of all of that. And then eventually our high school seniors can apply for a scholarship also. So that's really a lot of fun and something that we're looking forward to. Some of the other things that we do here locally that are not necessarily mandated by a federal level is we have our human trafficking, which we do in January every year. We put on programming to get the word out about human trafficking, what it's about, and how we as a community can actually help prevent human trafficking. And then we also, and this is coming up, and super excited about this, this is coming up on our Women's Fair. For 2023, it's coming up this Saturday, not this Saturday, yes, this Saturday, because this is Tuesday. this Saturday, April the 15th. It is going to be held from 11 to 3 o'clock at the Nye Communities Coalition. We will have multiple vendors there that will be showcasing their products and services, which are beneficial to all women's health, welfare, and just sheer enjoyment of it. So we invite you to come out. It's free of charge and open to the public, men and women, and just to see what we have that in our community that focuses on women's needs and, like I said, health, welfare, and a lot more.
You want to give that time and location again?
Absolutely. So it's this coming Saturday, April the 15th, from 11 o'clock till 3 o'clock at the Nye Communities Coalition in the multipurpose room. So we are personally inviting you out there to come.
All of you.
Yes, all of you to come to this and see what it's all about. It should be a lot of fun. We have some good vendors there and just to walk around and see what's available.
Yeah.
So we have that too as part of our local programming. And then we just started something new this last Christmas. And what we were thinking about was the fact that our community is amazing, as you well know, as far as helping our children in our community. And so we figured, you know what, we've got our kids covered for Christmas. But you know what, we found out that a lot of seniors, senior citizens, senior women are not, they don't have that extra Christmas little.
Hadn't thought about that.
Yeah. So we decided that we were going to do a Christmas for seniors. So we ended up putting this together pretty much at the last minute, but I believe we helped and took out big, huge boxes of Christmas gifts and blankets and socks and, toiletries and all kinds of stuff.
Wonderful. That's wonderful.
63 we got out. So that's, of course, our programs per se right now. And of course, we're always looking to see what's out there, what else needs, what else we can do to help our community. So if you are somebody that is out there and you know a need for women and girls, please give me a call and I will take it back to our membership and we'll see if that's something that we can make happen.
You know, when you have a list of things that you're trying to accomplish and actually making it, this is just great. And this is what Soroptimist is all about. If you're interested in joining, what would they have to do if they wanted to become a part of this fantastic organization?
So it's really easy. You do not, I will invite you to contact us, but you do not have to have a special invitation. We have people show up at our meetings. And I'll go ahead and talk about when we do meet. We meet the first and third. Oh, good, it's up on the screen. We meet the first and third Tuesday from 5:30 to 7 at Nye Communities Coalition. When I first agreed to be president, we had about 13 members, and I'm happy to tell you we have 48 members now.
Fantastic.
And so when we went to break earlier, you asked, do we need more? Well, I'm always saying yes, we can always use more members that believe in our vision, and because that's all it takes. That's what it's all about, is that as long as you believe in our mission and our vision, then you're welcome to be part of our club.
Okay, now we did talk about the fact that it was organized for women, and it's been a women's organization, and you do have one male. And are you still looking for more men, or you're happy with what you have?
No, absolutely. If there is any males or females out there that are interested in the vision of Soroptimist and believe in that, then they're absolutely welcome to join us. What I do want to talk about is, because I don't want to let this go, is that whenever you do programming, you have to have the funds to do that. And so Soroptimist is really good at fundraising. So I'd like to tell you a little bit about our fundraising.
Okay.
Because once again, when we get the money, we want to turn it around, put it back into the community. So one of the first and probably the most famous fundraiser that Soroptimist does is the Mardi Gras.
Yes.
So we do that as a huge event. It's usually in February or March of every year. So it's held at the Nugget, because it's the only place in town that's big enough to do it. We wear masks. We have silent auctions. We have live auctions. We've given away tickets to the Raiders. We've hot air balloons. We've given, you name it. We've concert tickets. I mean, all kinds of great stuff. So it's just a lot of fun. Probably one of the funnest events I ever went to. It was the first one that happened when they opened the doors after COVID, and everybody was just so thrilled and happy. Just had a great time. The other thing that we have is we do bunco. There's a lot of people out there that just love to do bunco, and we've actually done two. We've done one around Halloween and another one, we just finished our March one.
For those that don't know what bunco is.
It's a dice game. I always call it, I enjoy it because I don't really have to think. I just have to roll dice, and if I get 3 threes, yay. I'm happy.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun. But we provide dinner for them too. So that's always,
okay.
Yeah, so it's not just the game. You actually get to have a good meal there too. Something that is coming up very soon, and I always have my save the date calendar here, but something that's coming up very soon is our spring fashion show. That's another fundraiser for us, and that is going to be on May the 13th. It's going to be $25 a person, and it's going to be held at the Sanders Winery. And so if anybody is interested in tickets for that, they are also able to contact me, and I'll get them in touch with our chairperson for that. Along with Mardi Gras, fashion show, and bunco, we have a thing that we did that started out during COVID when we couldn't get people together. It was called a flocking. So if you ever would like to be flocked by our giant pink flamingos, it's a lot of fun. If you want to do something, you can challenge, like we had all the real estate companies kind of get together, and it's like one would flock the other one, and then they'd flock the other one, and they'd flock the other one. So that was a lot of fun. So if you see pink flamingos around town, that's probably because of us. And I can't remember what the cost is. I think it's a very minimal amount, but it's a lot of fun. People get flocked when they come back from the hospital as a get well. They get flocked when they have a new baby. They get flocked for their birthday. So that's a lot of fun. And we didn't think, the funny thing about it is when we first thought about it, we thought, oh yeah, no, this is not going to be a very good thing. And actually it turned out to be so much fun.
Great.
So that's it for our fundraisers that we do. And they're fun. They are a lot of fun.
When you're talking about all the different, save the dates, because there's all the time, Soroptimist has something going on, something that's going to interest you, and even if it's not for you, it's something you can support for others. And like Linda said, it's our community is out there to help each other. And with Soroptimist, I know when I fill out my income taxes, I have a contribution to Soroptimist all the time for that very reason. That's an annual thing to make sure that I do that.
Well, thank you.
No, Soroptimist they contacted me some years ago, and I saw exactly what they were doing, and I wanted to be a part of that or support that. I'm not one of their members, but I encourage you that, yes, you should go ahead and contact Linda and say, look, I'm very interested. And if you can become a member, that's definitely going to help.
Absolutely.
But always contributions so that they can do all the things that they want to do. And that's why she have all these save the dates, because of the fundraising and things to help other people in our community. They're looking at women and girls primarily, but again, the men can help do that as well.
I really want to put out there also that if you know a woman that is a head of household and is looking to go back to school or is in school, please have them contact us. Now, we usually give this money away in February, and we start the process in September. But I don't want you to wait. If you know somebody, call me. I'd like to get their names. We'd like to pass it on to our chairperson. We have so many. All of our members are assigned to a committee, whether it be a short one that talking about bylaws or whatever the case may be. They're all assigned, and so we have a committee chairperson for our Live Your Dream program. Her name is Dorette Candido, and we would love to get you to contact us.
And with that, look, I know we're out of time. We're going to have another show next month, but look at the things that you've written down already today. And we want you to contact Linda, be a part of this, help your community, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.